We will now be taking questions from the audience. Our first question is from Eric from Jackson Heights. Eric asks, I'm a federal employee worried that the shutdown will impact employment. How are you managing the risks that a shutdown might just give the Trump administration the political cover it needs to destroy the bureaucracy once and for all? I have already sacrificed a great deal personally this year to stand up to the Trump administration, and it feels unfair that this burden may once again fall on us, relatively powerless civil servants.
hmm Well, Eric, I can't underscore enough the point that you raise, which is that in all of this moment, in throughout all of these moments, it is federal employees have taken enormous and have made enormous sacrifices during this time at the hands of the Trump administration. This, of course, intersects with the upcoming federal government shutdown deadline. And I want to talk a little bit about the intersection of both of those things. Um, First and foremost, the the responsibility and decisions around government shutdown, they largely reside in who's in charge with the House, the Senate, and the White House, which is Republicans have the House majority, the Senate majority, and Donald Trump has the White House. I want to say a couple of things about this. Um, the prospect of government shutdowns are taken extremely seriously. This is why when we have Democratic majorities, we work very hard to ensure that government shutdowns don't happen. Um, the last time we had a very serious government shutdown was during the first Trump administration, where that shutdown lasted a very long time. It was, in fact, the year that I was sworn in. It was the first time in history that a new Congress was sworn in to a shutdown government. Um, Now, I want to speak to the fact of the federal employees being affected. What we saw at the beginning of the year with DOGE, mass layoffs, and all of these tremendous cuts that were happening at federal agencies, those cuts and those layoffs happened when the Trump administration's government was open. And it's important to remember that because the Trump administration enacts all of these cuts and layoffs when they want to, when it was open. And what we've seen, actually, there's what the Trump administration says, and there's also what the Trump administration does. The Trump administration said they were, in the beginning of this year, said they were going to lay off and freeze a bunch of programs and agencies. They did force layoffs of many people. They offered these buyouts, and they also had dramatic and illegal freezes on certain programs and distributions. Now, fast forward, what we've actually been seeing is that the Trump administration has quietly been rehiring and trying to rehire many of the people that they laid off earlier this year. So while their words are threatening to do in a shutdown what they've already been doing when the government is open, their actions show that they know that they messed up because they are scrambling to rehire the workers that they are once again threatening. This chaos is very difficult to navigate because your point that you are that of the risk that the administration may be trying to use this shutdown as political cover for these other cuts. It's a justified one. It's a justified concern. What is hard is that the Trump administration has been so chaotic and inconsistent that is very difficult to know and to believe their word, including their threats. especially when they are already trying to rehire the workers that they themselves, in their actions, are acknowledging that they unjustly and not smartly fired. And so one of the things that we are trying to do is to navigate their chaos, the fact that they have the majority in the House, they have the majority in the Senate, and they have the White House. But make no mistake, if the government shuts down, like with everything else, they're going to act like it wasn't their decision. It is their decision. And what we simply, in any government, a compromise is important, and we have to make sure that we do this. So we are being extremely, extremely sensitive to this. We are not trying to navigate this cavalierly, because you are completely correct. Federal workers are at risk, have been at risk, and the Trump administration has been engaging in all of this activity when the government is open. So we want to make sure that that we're approaching that as cautiously as we can. Next question.